You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and The Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.
Well, good morning and hello, kids, and welcome to Season 3 and episode number 113, I think it is. I'm still not up to date on where we are, of the Daily Beaver Morning Show here on the Crier Media Network. Today, recording day is Thursday, May 4th, which you know what that means. May the 4th be with you. Kits and Cubs, yes.
Star Trek Day, my favorite day.
It's Star Trek Day, yes.
live
long. I can't do it with this hand. Live long and prosper, everyone. Oh, we are so going to get mail for that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, did you read what I put in the write-up?
Yeah, I did. That's how
People are going to be angry.
Revenge of the Fifth. Kid Jim goes, I'm waiting for the Revenge of the Fifth.
Is that when you have too much Taco Bell?
No, that would be the Revenge of the Sixth, though, right? Wouldn't it be? I don't know. That's the one I think that's one of the ones I skipped. I don't know what it was about the new first series. I saw the first one and it was okay, and then when they said the second one was the Attack of the Clones, I said, well, that sounds boring, so I skipped that one. Revenge of the Sith, just the title didn't interest me, so I skipped them. But then when they did the three following ones, I saw all those and loved them.
Oh yeah.
But for some reason, just like somewhere midway, it's like, nope.
Back in the late 90s, those ones. Was it 99 when that came out?
Not sure, but after Jar Jar Binks, that was I was out.
Yeah, the Jar Jar Binks one. That's the one I'm talking. Didn't that come out in like 99? I think.
Yeah, I don't remember which one. I didn't actually mind Jar Jar Binks all that much, to be totally honest. But everybody seemed to have a huge problem with it. But yeah, it was just
I guess the actor who played him had a nervous breakdown.
Really?
Oh yeah, from the abuse that he took for it. And I'm like, you don't even see the guy because it was a mocap,
right?
Yeah, but he had a bit of a breakdown. And what's his name who played Anakin Skywalker, the Canadian kid there? He walked away from filmmaking for a while because of the abuse he took. Star Wars fans can be the worst of humanity. Trust me. What was it? The last one in theaters, I think, where there was a young woman who basically saves, the galaxy. a young Asian woman, and people just piled on her. She shut down her Instagram account, her Twitter accounts. Like, I mean, Star Wars fans can be the worst of humanity. That's why I mess with them like I do, because it's like, look, you're going to be an asshole. I can be a bigger one. I'll mess with your canon, and boy, will you lose your shit at it. It's all fiction, man. Relax.
I know. That's the one thing I don't understand. And we kept on saying that, like the Lord of the Rings series. Like, wait a minute, there are black elves. Oh no! It's like, wait a minute, the mermaid, Little Mermaid, is black now. Ah,
It's
I can't.
fiction.
It's like, yeah, it's like you are exactly. It's like really. It's like it's the blackness of the mermaid that you can't
Yeah,
get past. That
exactly.
you don't think is realistic. Not
Because mermaids are
mermaid.
real. Well, in the original story, it's an allegory towards his trying to express because he was gay. The author was gay, and this was like what 150 years ago or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to be part of that world. He wanted to be out and open about his sexuality, but he couldn't. So he did the whole story as an allegory. But if you look at the original etchings or drawings for what the Little Mermaid looked like, the Little Mermaid was an absolute sea creature. Yeah, green sea creature. Yeah.
So when Kermit was singing, "It's not easy being green," that's their Little Mermaid goes, "You preach, Kermit."
Yeah, exactly.
Singing in the back row, the later up.
Well, I hope this new live action version with Halle Bailey explodes and brings in all the money. Just shut those racist a-holes up.
Oh, get saucy. As one Twitter user said, they threw a bunch of black people into the ocean. Why are you surprised there are black mermaids?
Ooh.
We start off. We start off with some spicy.
That's a little spicy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I should continue with the intro. I got sidetracked.
Yeah. I'll just put this on the screen here because I meant it's somebody had expressed how much they liked this when I flashed it up the other day, so I thought I'd share it again. It's just a foggy sunrise. That is Confederation Park. If you look to the left, you can see the silhouette of a building. That's National Defense Headquarters, 101 Colonel By Drive. And to the immediate left of that would be the National Arts Center. So that'll give you some idea. Where the sun is rising is where the stage is for Jazz Fest. So.
That's great. They should really have some sunrise jazz.
Wouldn't that be cool? Like a 7 a.m. Except, what it would have to be. You're not going to get jazz musicians to start at that hour. So they just have to play a late night set, right?
They just finished their last bourbon.
Yeah. You just get them to play a late night set because usually in June the sun rises around 5 a.m. ish, are very close to it. So I mean, you could probably have them play a late night show at a club and then just wander in and do a sunrise jazz.
Yep. Let's see. Today, I said today recording day is May the 4th, and it, so far it's starting off rainy. I actually have two different sets of weather. If I look in my backyard, there's rain falling on the ground, but if I'm on my front porch, there's no raining falling on the street.
Oh, this is the weather. It is weather. It's oh, look at that. It's raining again. I think it's been gray and rainy for like 7 days or something. When was the last time the sun shone? I think. Well, we had about an hour of sunshine just the other day.
Yeah, just the other day.
Literally.
Yeah, it forced its way through. It's like, move over, man. I'm making an appearance.
Yeah, and then it was like, okay, I'm still here. Just and then again. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Hi, I'm here. Oh, time to go already? Really? They're playing me off already? Damn, I just got here. It's like the sun goes, I'd like to thank the Academy. Wait, already? What? Can't play the music already? Oh, man. Yeah, so I guess no tennis yet again today for the Beaver. I'm pouting.
Here's a good comment from Dean Savage. I think this is, it was a cartoon about fictional situation where a mermaid gets land legs from a sea witch. As far as I'm concerned, any actor of any race can play Ariel without issue. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
When I was last in Mexico, I saw a string quartet. It was a gay string quartet who named themselves Well Strung. Just let that land. And they did Yeah, they did a concert which is all movies from music from movies. And at one point, one of them stands there and says, "I love Disney. Don't you love Disney?" Yeah, but they always have like some character that has everything in the world but still wants something else, like love or Prince or legs.
Oh yeah. Well, I
Ah,
have some news for you. I have some
oh,
news for
please.
nothing spectacular, but I'm doing a road trip this weekend.
Ooh.
Connie Hahn is playing in Saratoga Springs, New York. Connie Hahn is a jazz pianist, a brilliant jazz pianist. She's very young. She's about 24, 25, and a prodigy in every sense of the word. So I had been trying to figure out if I could make this happen for a while now since I knew about this gig. So a friend was supposed to come with me and she had to cancel. So I was like, well, I don't know if I can do it. Then I looked at it and I go, you know what? The tickets are not expensive. Okay. And then it was like, I need a hotel. Oh my goodness gracious. Those are very expensive. Saratoga Springs, it's a small town in upstate New York. Yeah, very expensive. So I was talking to a buddy and I said, what are you doing this weekend? He goes, nothing. I go, yep, for a road trip? He goes, yes. I'm like, I didn't even, he goes, I don't care. I just want to get out of town for a weekend. I'm like, okay, Connie Hahn's playing. He goes, I don't know who it is, but it's a concert. I'll go see it. I go, it's jazz. He goes, that's cool. I'm like, all right. So let's say I'll save some money on the hotel now. So because you're going to split the travel costs. We're just going to drive down Saturday morning, wander around Saratoga Springs, which I'm told is a lovely town in upstate New York, and go check out the shows. So I'm gonna do my darndest to try and see if I can get a few minutes with her because I'm told she does a meet and greet afterwards. So I'll see if I can get just a couple of words from her. I'll bring a small little recording device and see what I can get.
I've got some bad news for us. Unfortunately, I was not able to get the Amanda Marshall tickets.
Oh no!
They're like 4 or 5 left, and they're like 300 and something each.
Oh no! I love Amanda Marshall, but I'm not spending dollars like that. Nope.
There's only one way I could do it, but it would involve us having to go to London.
England?
No. Because apparently every single night she's on, except for the 18th is the night that I'm on stage with Over the River and Through the Woods.
Well,
so,
I love her.
I could look into it, but that's my only option.
$3 for that. Like, no. Well, and last night, my mom texted me. She goes, there's a Motown tribute show coming up at the casino. I'm like, oh, okay. She goes, would you like to go? And I go, yeah, that sounds like fun. She goes, okay, could you see about getting tickets for yourself and your father and me? I'm like, okay. So I pull it up and I look at it and I go, okay, let's get 3 tickets together. And they're boom and book. And I went, whoa. For 3 tickets to a Motown tribute show, 450 Canadian dollars. The prices were in US for a show at the Casino Lac Leamy. I'm like, 450? And my mom goes, ooh, that's a little bit more. I go, Mom, look, I'd like to see the show, but it's not Stevie Wonder. It's not Smokey Robinson.
Right.
It's not Diana Ross. It's a tribute act. And I'm sure they're all very talented, but it's like $150 a crack almost. Yeah, $150 a ticket. Like, no. 50? Okay. 75? Sure. 100? 150? No. I'm sorry. I'm a patron of the arts, but I got to eat first. I mean, 150 for a tribute show is a little ridiculous when you consider it's at a casino. It's like the draw to the casino is the show, which should be a lost leader ticket price wise so that they can get you in gambling.
Right.
That's usually what those shows are for.
Right.
But at 150, no. It's not Wayne Newton.
I know. Yeah. So anyway, if you'd like to try London, the tickets are there. They're at a reasonable price. And according to Miss Sadeka, we'd have lodging.
Oh, really? And what's the date?
Sunday, June 18th.
Juneteenth.
Yes.
Let me get
we
back
could
to
talk
you on
about
that.
it afterwards, but it's London, Ontario, because it's a little far. Yeah.
It's what, 6 hours from here or 7 hours from here?
Something like that, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is doable. It's just I'd have to take the Monday off to drive back, right?
Yeah.
So, and me getting time off work is difficult because there's nobody to cover for me.
If we got there earlier, we could do a pub thing there.
A what?
If we got there earlier in the day, we could do a pub thing before the show.
Well, we could do like do a Saturday, drive down Saturday
that's
morning,
true.
do a pub show.
No, the Saturday I can't. I'm on stage.
Oh, well, there you go. So
Yeah.
that doesn't work. Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. All right. Let's keep going with the intro. I'm your host, the Eager Beaver. He, him, hey, Mr. Beaver. Eh? We're just chatty people here. And of course, with me as always, as you can tell, is my good friend, Mr. Grizzly. Big thank you to our podcast founding sponsors, the Pepper Master, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, and CanadianTarot.com. I'm guessing this is a Wednesday morning nibble because I'm guessing you have to be somewhere given the shirt. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good morning, Kit South Stands, Kit Danielle, Kit Linda M, Kit Jim, Kit Saucy, Kit Jillian, Kit Jen, Kit Elaine, Kit Miss Sadeka, Kit James. Lovely to see you, my friend. Thank you. Kit Christian, and everybody else. Kit Dean. I'm just going through the list here. We have, wow, the gang's all here this morning. Thank you so much. Yes, Kit Grappling as well. And if I've missed you, I am sorry because I'm going through the list very, very quickly. And Kit Tavi G, there you go. All right. In the headlines, the entire public servant strike is over. Hence the change
really?
in the whiteboard behind me.
I didn't see
victory for public servants now because the strike had been settled with most of the units except the employees for the Canada Revenue Agency. And things were getting a little tense because I think the day before yesterday, Marc Bruyère, who's the president of the Union of Taxation Employees, stated it was less than what was offered to the other tables, and for us it was a slap in the face, insulting. So apparently the offer they got was that. Now, different than the other employees who were asking for about a 14.1% when you can add compounding over 3 years. The Union of Taxation Employees were looking for 22% over 3 years, which probably wasn't going to happen. There's a big difference between 9 over 3 years and 12 and a half over 3 years and 22 over 3 years. So the demands were much different. But they resolved it. This morning when I listened to the news, it said that everything was resolved, and Briere stated, well, when it comes to the wage increases, it's similar. Actually, it's the same. So they got the same wage increases as everyone else. The same thing for the lump sum payment. We'll get to that. We got some improvements that nobody else got when it comes but when it comes to the qualification credits, people can get their 4th week of vacation after 7 years of service instead of 8. So that's what they've received. Now, on the other side of the ledger, when we talk about the lump sum payment, is that everybody got that 3%. So they got the 9% over 3 years. But then the federal government threw in a lump sum payment of about from $500 to $5,000. For each one of these employees, which if you think, for example, if you're making $50,000 a year, $5,000 one lump sum payment, that's a good amount of money. If it's 2.5, even if it's 2,500, that's still 5%. So it's basically a 5% bonus on top of it. So they got a good deal. I think the government, I think the lump sum payment was maybe the thing that they were negotiating at the end, given that the government really did not want to move on handing over right of work decisions, because that is the sole competency of the federal government. So whatever deal they reached on that was, I guess, a gentlemanly agreement that is written down, but not part of the collective agreement itself. And it would be the same thing for the CRA employees. So not
any news on this anywhere.
Like
I'm like, it's way below the radar because there's nothing written about it online.
It's well below the radar. And so this resolves everything. PP must be spitting teeth.
Well,
at
this
the
is,
moment.
I'm wondering, no, here's a serious question. Why is this below the radar? Is it
It's a
because
victory.
it pisses off the Chatham hedge fund, the Chatham Asset Management, the hedge fund that is Post Media, 66.6% ownership, 666, the evil bastards. That ownership group, which owns Post Media, there's no reporting on this. So it doesn't make Skippy and the conservative cause look good when the Liberal government came to an agreement to end a strike after just a couple of weeks.
Yes,
Is
that's
it?
the whole point.
I'm just asking questions.
Well, I'm thinking that's what it is because it's a victory, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
they keep on saying, oh, the liberal-dominated press. But again, if you look at the editorial recommendations and ownership, editorial recommendations during elections and ownership, we haven't had a liberal-dominated press for about 16 years.
Oh,
if
even
not more.
further. It goes back further. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, when you count
I don't want.
ownership and now it's for a long, long time now.
You know what I
So
want? You know what I want in this country? Something the United States of America used to have and Ronald Reagan got rid of.
the fairness doctrine.
Yes.
Yes, we need to they need to bring it back in the States. They need to bring it back too, because the fairness doctrine was just saying, if somebody's saying one thing, you have to present someone who's saying the opposite
Yes.
point of
Which the
view or
CBC
offering.
does, by the way.
Yeah. But that's how you end up getting Fox, where you get 98% of the time it's from the right, and then the other 2% is the time that Pete Buttigieg decides he's going to come on.
Yeah. And then hand them their head every single time. Why do they keep bringing him back? Because he just slays them every time.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, Trump did like to have his butt beaten with a rolled up magazine, so maybe
Yes.
they have some latent desires there.
Well, it was his fake Time magazine cover that he had created.
Yes.
I think James hit the nail on the head here. The only thing that conservatives care about right now is fundraising.
Right. And it's like we say on the show, they don't care if they win or they lose. Look,
As
right
long as
now,
they
the
get the
grift is
money.
good. It keeps the money coming in. And if they get to win, well, hey, bonus, they get their hands on the national purse strings as well. But they want to rule. They don't want to govern.
That's right.
They want to reign.
And let's spin it a little bit, just a slight turn towards Michael Chong.
Okay.
And how they tried to. Oh, go ahead.
I'd just like to finish with PP, but yes, that's exactly where we're going with Michael Chong. So the thing with PP is that all the media was saying that he's basically got him on the ropes, and looks like we were going to have a convoy situation again, because the big mystery was, would there be back to work legislation? And the NDP had come out strong, saying they would not support that in any way, shape, or form, even if that meant violating the confidence and supply agreement. And the Bloc Québécois wasn't going to be for a confidence agreement because, well, the Quebec autonomous movement, separatist movement, is rooted in left-wing politics.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. And so it came down to the Conservatives, and we were speculating, well, the Conservatives have never met a back-to-work legislation that they did not like, except for probably this time, where they were probably going to do the convoy thing again. Let Trudeau wear it.
Yeah.
Let him twist.
So
that was the plan. So I'm sure that they had advertisements and a whole bunch of things in the can and ready to go. And they were building up to it with that whole New York thing. It's like, how dare the Prime Minister do his job and go to New York and represent us at an international summit when there's a strike at home? He needs to be there to do that. It doesn't matter that there's 34 other people in the cabinet, most of whom are exceptionally and frighteningly competent, who can do that while he's gone. He needs to be here. Every time there's something wrong, he can't go do his job somewhere else. Ground that jet, stay home, never go to another conference again. And I swear I'm going to do the same thing when I'm... Oh, no, not that. Especially since we saw the expense reports with $7,000 for bathtub water.
Yeah.
Just saying, I'm surprised that guy's not shrivelly like an old raisin all the time, given his water bill.
It does lend credence to the fact that the Conservatives do not believe in climate change or reduce, reuse, recycle. When you get a $7,000 water bill for a month.
I'm going to keep on maintenance because he knows what he's doing and he feels dirty and he needs to wash that much.
Must be. What else could it be? Like, seriously, come on, man.
I feel so dirty. Why do I keep doing this? Oh, God. BBCC's got me by the short and curlies. I wish I could quit them. Yeah, probably not happening. Jagmeet Singh does a more convincing crying in this show. Oh, I'm bad. I'm so terrible. The only way that clip would have been better if Jagmeet Singh was eating a cheesecake while he was sitting in the bathtub with the shower full.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Well, with Dido's playing in the background, the sad Dido song.
I want to thank you for making this cheesecake waterproof.
So Reed just put a link in the comments here that I'm looking at, and I'm looking at this link, and this is a church, and I'll share the link, the video in a minute, because it's honest to goodness. Have you ever seen the film Idiocracy?
Yes.
This is right out of Idiocracy.
Oh boy.
It's right out of Idiocracy. And then we'll show this quickly, then we'll pivot back to Michael Chong, okay? Because this is a new level of absurdity. Thank you for sharing this, Ree.
I'm gonna water my garden with Mountain Dew now.
Yeah, Brondy. It's what plants crave. A church, okay?
Excuse me while I go all Tucker for a second.
Yeah. Is this what you think of when you think of a church? Or is it a political event? What if I told you they invited Republican Senator Josh Hawley as a speaker? All I know is I do not want to pay for right-wing nationalist propaganda. Yes or no? Is it time for megachurches to lose their tax-exempt status?
They got way too much money if they can afford to. How many people could have you fed with those 4 cars and that tank and all that ammo?
Well, and Ree's reply, it's perfect.
Remember when Idiocracy was just a movie? Pepperidge Farms remembers.
Okay, there's some
That is
absurdity.
far less offensive than a church. That's the scary part. I wonder if Kenny Loggins is okay with that.
Yes.
Oh man. Eesh. Ugh. Okay. Yeah. Really. Like a bridge over flattened automobiles.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ow. Oh, James. Ooh.
James, that's coming in
That's
hot.
a rap battle line there.
That was a
that clip
spicy
was
one.
just like a regular church, only the tank is usually a priest and the cars are altar boys.
Oh. Ouch. Okay, let's go back to Michael Chong.
Oh boy. Hold on. This spicy James moment.
Yes.
Say it out loud, he says. Was brought to you by the Peppermaster. Try their crazy hot liquid fire. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm regretting
today.
I'm regretting the extra spicy wings I had last night.
Ooh.
It's Ring of Fire. Ring of Fire.
The Ring of Fire. I had the extra suicidal wings. Boom, 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 boom. I shouldn't have done that thing. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Pierre. Let's get to Michael Chong. Michael
Yes.
Chong stood up in the house yesterday, or was it the day before now? I
Day
don't
before.
remember.
Yeah.
And made this whole thing because it was reported in the Globe, and it seems that this time it actually is a CSIS leak, that he and his family had been being monitored or surveilled or something by the People's Republic of China, by the Communist Party, the People's Republic of China, because he had taken a stand in the House of Commons against what China is alleged to be doing to the Uyghurs. And for that, he got sanctioned by China in 2021. And now it is absolutely terrible that, our MPs are being intimidated in this way. There's no doubt about that. But he stood up and, made this big thing, blaming the prime minister. When did the prime minister know that my family was being tailed, and why did he not tell me? And okay, now, without minimizing how dangerous this actually is, let's also have a reality check. We are talking about the Communist government of the People's Republic of China. We know about the quote-unquote service stations. They're really police stations where they keep track of you. We also know about the phone calls. Oh, hi, we're just calling to ask you how your family's doing. Is it really that much of a stretch, given who we're dealing with and what we know, that if you are an MP that has received official sanctions, that you could probably be safe to assume that that also applies to you and your family?
And let's not
given
forget.
it's kind of a package deal.
Well, I love how the conservatives will rail on about China doing this, doing that. Their state, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you signed the 31-year-old FIPA deal, the 31-year FIPA deal. You signed that. Skippy, you were part of the cabinet that signed off on that.
And in the analysis of the last election with O'Toole, it was determined by many people that it was the party's attitude towards China, which citizens seem to be having a feeling applied to their attitude about the citizens as well. And they seemed to be pretty, if not anti the people's government of the Communist government of the People's Republic of China, which we probably should all be, and Chinese itself. And that wasn't a good look for them. And it seems that the Canadian Chinese community had noticed. And that was one of the reasons that the Conservatives, they themselves said that they lost that election, was their attitude towards how they were talking about China and how it made Chinese Canadians feel that that was applying to them as well. So while it is absolutely horrible that the government of China is doing this, and yes, we must do what we can to stop it, we do have a situation of the gentleman doth protest way too much here.
Indeed.
And with a natural shield to hide behind. How dare you criticize me? My family was attacked. Yeah, but you seem more concerned about attacking the prime minister than getting to the bottom of it with China. Right? Now, CSIS has specifically said, the prime minister came out and said that he did not know that Michael Chong specifically and his family had been specifically targeted until that news came to the public. And Michael Chong is wondering why it is he didn't know. And CSIS itself came out and said that their assessment of the threat wasn't that it wasn't high enough to be elevated to a situation that would be reported outside the agency. So if CSIS says it would not be reported outside the agency, then of course the prime minister would not know. Neither would Mr. Chung, because it wasn't reported outside of the agency. Now you got PP going all over the place saying, well, the prime minister's story is not believable. Well, why not?
What?
It didn't go out of the agency.
So once again,
it wasn't. If it's not a threat enough to advise Michael Chong, who's
Why
just
would
an
they bother?
MP in an
Why would they
opposition party that has absolutely no power whatsoever, is completely impotent in our House of Commons at the moment by virtue of the formulation and the parties in the confidence and supply agreement, why would they bother the Prime Minister, whose time is way more precious with it?
You know, it's another big nothing burger is what
It's
it
a
is.
big nothing burger. The fact that there was surveillance is a something burger. What Michael Chong is trying to do with it now, trying to build up or morph the personal family situation into a situation of the Prime Minister's failing. I have a problem. I always had a problem with that. I had a problem with Melissa Lantsman when she did it with her faith.
Yes.
When they talked about her shilling for Nazis. How could you dare say, I'm a Jewish? I would. Come on, girl.
Yeah.
And this is a variation on the theme.
Oh yeah.
How dare you? Can you accuse me of being partisan? This is my family. But it's all the Prime Minister's fault.
Yeah. That is being partisan. If it was a credible threat, CSIS would have informed the RCMP, who would have assigned people to take care of Michael Chong. The PM would have been brought into it. The official opposition leader, who was Andrew Scheer at the time, he would have been briefed about it too if it was a credible threat. None of that happened.
So, yeah. Now, I don't know how much time you have, Mr. Grizzly, because we're
about 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes. Okay, so I won't play the clip then. But the Prime Minister had been asked about it and gave the only response that he probably could give, and the correct response actually in this situation, which was that when it comes to an MP's safety, when it comes to their family's safety, we need to know, even if that's a mild concern or something that wouldn't otherwise hit a threshold that CSIS would feel it needs. So from now on, whatever it is, doesn't have to go to the Prime Minister, doesn't have to go up. You can tell the family directly. You can tell the MP directly.
Right.
It was the only elegant way out. It's going to create a lot of extra work for CSIS. Of course, it's going to create a lot of extra work for staff, especially if every threat, considering the number of them. Some of our female MP staff is going to be kept very busy because there's an inordinate, amount of attacks on female journalists. Yesterday was the 30th International World Press Freedom Day, and the UNESCO and United Nations basically pointed that out among the three things: distrust in media, constant attacks on the media by governments, and attacks on female journalists in particular, and an increase in journalist imprisonments and all that kind of stuff around the world. So Canada is ranked, I think, 14th on the index of international press freedom, higher than the UK, the US, and France. But this is Canada. We could be doing better than 14th.
Oh, agreed.
We could be doing well better than 14th, especially considering the level of education of our population.
Most educated nation on earth.
So,
not per capita. That's not a per capita fact. It's a simple fact. We're the most educated nation on earth, more so than Japan, which a lot of people find difficult to believe, but it's true. Something like 60% of the population of Canada has a post-secondary education of some type, which is the highest in the world.
Now, our friend Mark Burry, right from the show, well-noted lawyer, stated that Trudeau was absolutely right on what he stated, and I wanted to show the clip, but
we can show it.
We can show it. It's about 3 minutes, so we don't have time. We have to end up the clip, end of the show. So I want to make sure that you get to work.
We can show that tomorrow. We'll line up things for tomorrow.
We'll show it tomorrow. But the thing that the question that it prompts to me, and I did not hear in the press yet, is whether the fact that a member of Pierre's caucus was a target of the PRC, now this is public knowledge, whether that fact might finally be the thing that convinces Prince Fuckwad to get that security clearance so that he could finally be exposed to intelligence to protect his party's MPs. If he Does he care more about protecting his party MPs than he cares about his right to implausible deniability to attack the prime minister?
I just
I would
got.
love someone to put the question to him and make the
I j-
little bugger squirm.
sorry, I just clued in. You called him Prince Farquaad. Prince
Yes.
Farquaad. I
Yes.
never made the connection until just now. Prince Farquaad. When you say it that way, it's like, oh, that's what it. Right over my head. Kind of like about 2 or 3 years ago, I realized the line from the Tragically Hip's Bob Cajun could have been the Willie Nelson, could have been the wine, was not Willie
Yep.
Nelson's music. It was
Yes.
Willie Nelson's product.
Yes.
Wow.
I love time release jokes.
Prince Farquaad. I never clued into that before. Sorry, Mom, for dropping an unintended F-bomb, but, it really it fits. Like, they got a sense of humor at Disney, man. There's some dark writing going on there.
Well, did you in Shrek? When they're walking through the town, if you actually stop and look at the name of the stores, it's like Old
No.
Knave instead
really?
of Old Navy. It's just
I'll have to check it
there's
out.
a whole bunch of little jokes. If you
Yeah, that's for the adults who are watching with
Yes.
their children, right? Yeah.
Yes. All right, Mr. Grizzly, do we have a show?
Yes, we do.
Oh, man. Okay, kids, we hope that you enjoyed this episode of the Daily Beaver Morning Show because we surely enjoyed making this for you. Remember, sharing is caring and word of mouth is priceless. So if you would say that beef is the word, beef is the word. Have you heard? We've got news, we've got meaning. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah. Then spread the word. Spread, or as PP would say, start spreading the news. New dork.
Sorry, I got a drill bit in my ear right now. Not an earworm, a drill going into my right ear.
Because democracy is something that you do, you might want to let your MPs know that you're really happy that they resolved the public service deal without back to work legislation. And that's behavior that you would like to incentivize and encourage them to continue for future work actions. Pay people. If you really like this podcast, you can find us on the Crider Media Network, as well as all Beaver Grizzly Griever Bisley. Yeah, Griever. Beaver Grizzly friendly platforms. And if your platform is not Beaver Grizzly friendly, why the heck not? And why are you on it?
Should be.
Stars and reviews are appreciated. So if you're listening to us on Apple or Google, please be generous. We love to hear from you. So please reach us on our Facebook at True North Eager Beaver, our Twitter at True Eager, or by email at truenortheagerbeaver@gmail.com. And if you subscribe to us via our pod page, podpage.com/the True North Eager Beaver, with a hyphen between each one of those words, when we have something fresh off the bandwidth, it slides right into your inbox, and then you can pop it right into your ears. Hear our dulcet tones to make your day a little more bright. Yeah, there you go. And why not also subscribe to our True North Eager Beaver Media Incorporated YouTube channel? That helps us out big time. And as Kid Elaine says, remember to smash the button before you leave, everyone. Thank you, Kid Elaine. Very
Appreciate
important
that.
public service you do. We can't do this without your kind and generous support. So if you feel we've done a particularly good show, if you're watching, you can scan the QR code that I'm sure Mr. Grizzly will put close to his head right about now. And if you scan that, that will bring you to our emergency hot chocolate fund, our emergency Farm Boy gluten-free chocolate chip ice cream cookie fund, and Mr. Grizzly's emergency coffee and Guinness fund. And if you're listening, well, you can let your fingers do the walking to coffee, ko-fi.com/eagerbeaver, all in one word, lowercase letters. And well, that's where our tip jar is. And that's where you can make your contribution to keep us hydrated and encourage us to do more. Thank you so very much. We appreciate it. And we did receive a tip the other day, and we will thank you on air. But today I have not had the time to clip it to get it. So we've got it. Thank you very much. And please know that your thanks is coming. And finally, we keep on hearing that merch is coming, but just not quite yet. So keep that powder dry.
Yeah, this time it's my fault. I forgot to send in the designs. Just been busy. I'll work on it tonight.
Okay, we should work on those together because I will make sure to, like the kit said, to add the because democracy is something you do.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay, so just keep your eyes open, and that should be back soon. But of course, we'll tell you. So yeah, don't worry about it. From the Beaver Lodge, this is your eager beaver saying, "Until next time, dear kits. It can be a tough world out there, so please be kind to and gentle with yourself." Mr. Grizzly, do you have some words of wisdom for us before we go?
Yeah, just a reply I have that I posted for a gentleman who made a comment on the show from yesterday. Do we need an arc? Yesterday, the day before. And this fella, Rob McDonald, 351279884. That says Rob MacD on Twitter. Says, Buddy could use some hair or at least a smaller head. So I responded in kind. I said, thanks for your unsolicited opinion about my follicle challenge, Pate. I have no doubt that you're an absolute Adonis to all of the ladies or gentlemen they flock to, especially with your keen observational powers. Thank you for pointing out what is already blatantly obvious, that I'm bald. I shave my head, so it's not all little tufts of hair making me look ridiculous. Thank you for pointing that out to me. You think I didn't notice that I don't have any hair? I'm like, why do you think I'm wearing a toque? It's cold in here and I got no hair. Some people just aren't very right. So if anybody wants to pay, Rob MacD 351279884 a visit and let him know that we are well aware of the fact that I am bald. Yeah, feel free. Don't no, just let him know. Hey, thanks for letting us know about that. It's a shock to you, isn't it? I know.
You've just made me a proud Papa Beaver. They grew up so fast. That was delightfully bitchy.
And I think here I'll clip it and post it because I got a couple of seconds here. It'll take me a second, and let's just do the little clip. Here's a little clippy.
As Miss Sadeka says, Paul, that guy's just jealous because you're not only handsome but charming.
Oh, I thank you.
Only the best people.
I'll post it on the screen here because I think it's. I thought it was because I wrote it on my phone. I think I made a typo, and as a result, it stays there forever. There's the fella. If you want to, if you find folks want to pay him a visit and let him, tell him, hey, thanks for letting us know that Paul's bald. Feel free. Don't. Literally, if you want to pay him a visit, by all means. But what I ask you to do is don't pile on. Be polite. Just respond the same way I did. Just, hey, we didn't know Paul was bald. Thanks for letting us know. I don't want you to threaten him. I don't want you to call him a bad name or anything like that. Take the high road. Mr. Beaver has helped me in my because my immediate response was, oh, Jesus, bud, like I didn't know that. I thought, no, let's be catty about it because then it's funny.
Because petty is my favorite color.
All right, let's roll on out of here.
All right. Mr. Grizzly, please roll them credits.
You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum. And The Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.
Guess what I'm doing?
What's that?
I'm looking for
Tweeting a reply?
Rob's. Yeah, I'm looking for his reply.
Oh, here.
I'm looking
I have
for it.
lots of hair, Rob. I just don't have it on my head because I shave it. I'm kind of fat in that picture, actually, for me. For me. Yeah, for me. I've been drinking a lot of beer.
All right, kids. See you tomorrow. Have a beaverific day.
Indeed. Oh, sorry. Let me just find the thing here. There we are.